It's June 10th and we're talking about prepositions in this tutorial. I got Dragish beside me. Prepositions are fairly frequently used elements in parts of speech, would you not say so?
I would say I use them almost every day, David.
You sound pretty excited to be talking about prepositions.
Pretty turned.
So you might want to start talking about them?
Let us begin! What are prepositions? Now, prepositions come before a noun or a pronoun, and they're there to express a relationship. This can be a relationship in time. For example, you might write before sunrise.
Let me just quit my brush.
That's okay, because I'd like to take this opportunity to plug the movie Before Sunrise, being my favorite film.
Definitely.
Beautiful, beautiful love story. You might write until the end. Now here, before and until are your prepositions, and they're expressing this relationship in time. Prepositions can also express a relationship in space. For example, you might write across the field. I ran across the field. It's showing this relationship in space. Or you might write on the train, which is where Jesse and Celine meet in the film Before Sunrise.
It most definitely did.
Now, keep in mind this little diagram when you're thinking about prepositions that express a relationship in time and space. This diagram is doing just that, showing you the time and space. So prepositions like over, or under, between, beneath, before, after, around, towards, through, except, all of those. These are expressing a relationship in this time and space. But prepositions don't stop there. They can also express a relationship with a person. You might write with Jesse. I went to lunch with Jesse. Or for her. These are expressing a relationship with a person, and with and for are your prepositions. And prepositions can also express a relationship with a concept, an idea. Like, for example, you might say you are against a tax increase. Nobody's trying to pay taxes, Dave.
Oh no, definitely not.
Or you might say you are in favor of a new season of True Detective, as Dave and I sure are.
Oh yeah. Gotta watch your Matthew McConaughey. Except he's not even in the next season, which is a real sad thing.
It's a shame, and yet the McConaissance continues to bloom. I'm proud to watch him. He's grown into a true actor.
He really has. Let's go ahead and get rid of all this and move on to our second part.
Alright. Now, an important thing to note about prepositions, and to remember, is that they take the object case. So remember this rule. Prepositions plus object case. Remember that chart that we made when we were talking about personal pronouns? Well, here's a quick reminder. You have your subject case and your object case. And prepositions always take the object case. So you might, if you say you and I should go see a movie, you and I is your subject, so it takes the subject case. There's no preposition there. But if you were to write with a preposition, like say between, but let's say you were to say between you and I or you and me, which would you pick? Well, because you're using a preposition and because it takes the object case, and you can see that me is in the object case.
No, it's me.
Yes,
Tricked
between you and me. Remember that rule.
Between is your preposition.
Yes,
right there.
You and me are now objects of your preposition, not subjects like before. So that's why they take the object case. Now, a prepositional phrase is a preposition and the noun or pronoun that follows it. Remember that these are always in this object case like we discussed, and this is going to be very important later when we talk about a subject-verb agreement later on. Now this combination, a preposition and the noun or pronoun that follows it, begins your prepositional phrase. Prepositional phrase can include more than that, but that is always how it begins. But be careful, because prepositions can also look like other parts of speech. For example, you might write, my cat climbed up a tree. Here, up a tree is expressing a relationship in space. That is your prepositional phrase. Up being your preposition, and tree you can see being your noun. Now compare that with you writing, you can see it if you look up. Right? You here is your subject or noun, and then look is your verb, and up here is now your adverb. It is no longer your preposition. But see that it looks very similar. It's the same word. Another example would be, you might write, LeBron James can turn on a dime. Here, on a dime is your prepositional phrase. On is your preposition. But compare that to writing, the Spurs turned on the Heat. Here, the Spurs are your subject. Turned on is your verb. So on is now part of your verb. And the Heat is now your object here. So keep that in mind. The prepositions can be a little tricky as they can look like other parts of speech. And now that we've been talking about verbs, talking around them for a while, we're going to start really diving in on them and finding out what they are and how they're used for in our next tutorial when we start talking about verbs.
Let's go ahead and we'll see you guys. If you have any questions regarding accounting or any other material within our videos, you can tweet us at Notepirate. You can like us on Facebook to receive updates or to share any quick anecdotes about how our videos might have helped. And like always, thanks for watching us on YouTube.